This video is designed to help you start an office space rental business. At the end of the video, you'll find a valuable gift. It's an office space rental business plan that you can download, and will lay down for you, step by step, everything you need to know to start a successful office space rental business of your own. If you are new to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. Take a look at the space you have available that you want to lease or rent to others, and ask yourself the following questions. What's the square footage? Does it have easy access for the client, while not interfering with your employees or customers? Are there extra operating costs if it's occupied, for example, utilities? Does it need to be prepared for rent, for example, does it need new carpet or paint? And is there a cost? Will it need furniture? How many tenants might use this space? What can it be used for example, storage, office space? Can you offer extra amenities to the tenant? Legal limitations. Set local laws about tenant rights, landlord rules, safety, inspections, parking regulations, etc. Call your insurer to inquire about any extra insurance you'll need or liability waivers a tenant, renter or lessor will need to sign. Evaluate your risks. Decide what risks might occur if you rent out office, warehouse or parking space. These might include theft, injury, property loss, assault, etc. Your insurer can help you with these. Talk to your employees about whether or not a tenant using your empty offices, copier, bathroom or other assets might cause any hiccups in your operations. Be careful about letting tenants use your internet connection and phone system. This might cause security issues, slow down your connection speed, expose you to a virus or confuse customers. Estimate your costs. Determine what it will cost you to rent the space, including making any upgrades, using more utilities, adding furniture, conducting reference or background checks, etc. If you don't want tenants using your internet or phone connections, find out what it will cost to add independent lines to your office. Have an open office? Consider adding cubicles for your tenants' privacy. Identify your likely target renters. Create a list of possible clients based on what you have to offer. Many entrepreneurs will be eager for an office where they can meet clients and have access to a conference room. Others will want storage space that's climate-controlled and provides security. Some people will want flexible, short-term or month-to-month leases, while others might want more stability. If you're already in a building with businesses on other floors, you might be able to rent conference room space by the hour. Set your lease rules. Write a list of rules for tenants. For example, you might limit their access to the space during your working hours. This means you will not have to give them a key or pass. Your tenants will need to know that if you have to shut down your business for some reason, for example, illness or out-of-town meeting, they could not access the building. Try to plan ahead for this by reviewing any shutdowns that occurred during the past year or two. They might need building IDs, like your employees. You might prohibit the use of audio devices. You can set limits as to the number of times or hours per week they can use the conference room. Tell potential office space tenants what your company guidelines are, and that tenants must follow them. Set your rent payment dates, late fees, return check policy, and other payment-related rules, including how you'll accept payments. Make sure none of your rules violate state or federal tenants' rights ordinances or landlord rules. Set your rent. Once you know what your costs will be to lease your space and who might want it, research the marketplace. Find out what your target customer will have to pay at a similar commercial building. Determine your cost per square footage, or total monthly rent for your space, taking into account your costs to prepare the space, market it, operate it and taxes. This will help you compare yourself to other landlords. Set your rent a bit higher than you need to, so that you can see what the market will bear. If you don't get any bites, lower it until you get some takers. Advertise your space. Try websites like Share Your Office, Share Desk, Liquid Space or Pivot Desk to find clients who are looking for space to rent. Put your space on the market via your social media accounts and website. Ask your employees to let their friends know your company has space. Look for chat rooms and forums where your target customers congregate, and let them know you have space available. Tell your vendors and suppliers to share your information with their clients who might need space. The next part of the video is not specific to an office space rental business. Nevertheless, this knowledge is essential for success in the office space rental business, as well as in any other business. Ignore it at your own peril. Operating a successful office space rental business will depend on the following 4 conventions. 1. A practical plan, with a solid foundation. 2. Dedication, and willingness to sacrifice, to reach your goal. 3. Technical skills. 4. Basic knowledge of management, finance, record keeping and market analysis. As a new owner, you will need to master these skills and techniques if your business is to be successful. Finding a niche. Small businesses range in size from a manufacturer, with many employees, and millions of dollars in equipment, to the lone window washer, with a bucket and a sponge. Obviously, the knowledge and skills, required for these two extremes, are far apart, but for success they have one thing in common. Each has found a business niche, and is filling it. The most critical problems you will face, in your early planning, will be to find your niche, and determine the feasibility of your idea. Get into the right business at the right time, is very good advice, but following that advice, may be difficult. Many entrepreneurs plunge into a business venture, so blinded by the dream, that they fail to thoroughly evaluate its potential. Is your business idea feasible? Before you invest time, effort, and money, the following exercise will help you separate sound ideas from those bearing a high potential for failure. Identify and briefly describe the business you plan to start. Identify the product or service you plan to sell. Answering yes to any of the following 3 questions means you are on the right track. A negative answer to all of them means the road ahead could be rough. 1. Does your product or service satisfy an unfilled need? 2. Will your product or service serve an existing market in which demand exceeds supply? 3. Will your product or service be competitive based on its quality, selection, price, or location? Market analysis. For a small business to be successful, the owner must know the market. To learn the market, you must analyze it, a process that takes time and effort. You don't have to be a trained statistician to analyze the marketplace, nor does the analysis have to be costly. Analyzing the market is a way to gather facts about potential customers, and to determine the demand for your product or service. The more information you gather, the greater your chances of capturing a segment of the market. Know the market before investing your time and money in any business venture. The following questions will help you collect the information necessary to analyze your market, and determine if your product or service will sell. This brief exercise will give you a good idea of the kind of market planning you need to do. An answer of no to any of the questions indicates a weakness in your plan, so do your research until you can answer each question with a yes. 1. Do you know who your customers will be? 2. Do you understand their needs and desires? 3. Do you know where they live? 4. Will you be offering the kind of products or services that they will buy? 5. Will your prices be competitive in quality and value? 6. Will your promotional program be effective? 7. Do you understand how your business compares with your competitors? 8. Will your business be conveniently located for the people you plan to serve? 9. Will there be adequate parking facilities for the people you plan to serve? Planning your startup. The following questions are grouped according to function. They are designed to help you prepare for opening day. Merchandise. Have you decided what items you will sell or produce, or what services you will provide? Have you made a merchandise plan, based upon estimated sales, to determine the amount of inventory you will need to control purchases? Have you found reliable suppliers, who will assist you in the startup? Have you compared the prices, quality, and credit terms of suppliers? Business records. Are you prepared to maintain complete records of sales, income and expenses, accounts payable, and receivables? Have you determined how to handle payroll records, tax reports, and payments? Do you know what financial reports should be prepared, and how to prepare them? Finances. A large number of small businesses fail each year. There are a number of reasons for these failures, but one of the main reasons is insufficient funds. Too many entrepreneurs try to start and operate a business without sufficient capital, money. To avoid this dilemma, you can review your situation by analyzing the following 3 questions. 1. How much money do you have? 2. How much money will you need to start your business? 3. How much money will you need to stay in business? In order to answer the second question, how much money will you need to start your business? You need to prepare an estimate of all your startup costs. Here is a list of items you may need to take into account. Note that this list is for a retail business. Items will vary for service, construction, manufacturing or online firms. Decorating and remodeling, fixtures and equipment, installing fixtures and equipment, services and supplies, beginning inventory cost, legal, professional fees, licenses and permits, telephone utility deposits, insurance, signs, advertising for opening, unanticipated expenses. Now, the answer to the third question, how much money will you need to stay in business? Must be divided into two parts, immediate costs, and future costs. From the moment the door to your new business opens, a certain amount of income may come in. However, this income should not be projected in your operating expenses. You will need enough money available to cover costs for at least the first 3 months of operation. The following list will help you project your operating expenses on a monthly basis. Typical expenses for 1 month may include your living costs, employee wages, rent, advertising, supplies, utilities, insurance, taxes, maintenance, delivery, transportation, miscellaneous. Now sum up the total estimated monthly expenses, and multiply it by 3. This is the amount of cash you will need to cover operating expenses for 3 months. Deposit this amount in a savings account before opening your business. Use it only for those purposes listed in the above list, because this money will ensure that you will be able to continue in business during the crucial early stages. By adding the total startup costs to the total expenses for 3 months, you can learn what the estimated costs will be to start and operate your business for 3 months. By subtracting the totals of the lists from the cash available, you can determine the amount of additional financing you may need, if any. Now you will need to estimate your operating expenses for the first year after startup. The first step in determining your annual expenses is to estimate your sales volume, month by month. Next, determine the cost of sales. You may want to use a spreadsheet to do this. After startup, the primary source of revenue in your business will be from sales, but your sales will vary from month to month because of seasonal patterns and other factors. It is important to determine if your monthly sales will produce enough income to pay each month's bills. An estimated cash flow projection will show if the monthly cash balance is going to be subject to such factors as the following: failure to recognize seasonal trends, excessive cash taken from the business for living expenses, too rapid expansion, and slow collection of accounts if credit is extended to customers. Conclusion: if you have carefully answered all the questions in this video, you have seriously thought about your goal. However, there may be some things you may feel you need to know more about. Owning and running an office space rental business is a continuous learning process. Research your idea, and do as much as you can, yourself, but don't hesitate to seek help from people who can tell you what you need to know. As we conclude this video, it's time you get your free office space rental business plan gift. Go to the description below this video to get it now. It is completely free, no strings attached. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this.